Hello everyone, I'm David with Service Matters Property Management, and this is your first ever property moment. Yes, this is episode 1, coming to you June 7th, 2023. Summer is not officially here yet, but here on the Gulf Coast, it is really heating up already. Though about a month ago, we did have spring. It was really nice. It was here for about a week. And of course, I was out in my yard, like a lot of people were, trying to do some landscaping, putting some fertilizer down in the yard, trimming up bushes in the flower beds, things of that nature. And while I was doing that and watching all of my neighbors do that as well, it got me thinking about landscaping as it concerns rental properties. This is a question I get a lot from new landlords especially. What do I do with my yard? Well, that's a great question, but like so much in property management, there's really not a one-size-fits-all answer. Ultimately, what you want to do is create a situation that's going to provide you as the homeowner some peace of mind, allow you to sleep at night. So let's talk details. Let's talk specifics here for a second. On one end of the spectrum, some of you out there like to live wild and free, and your yard is a manifestation of that, right? You've got a lawn. It's a combination of centipede grass and some clover, maybe some bahia grass thrown in. And when you mow it, it looks great. It's green, looks just like everybody else's yard. You've got some flower beds, nothing too fancy, just maybe some boxwoods. And somewhere you have that lone tree, right? Now, if that is your yard, right, congratulations, you have created the perfect landscaping situation. Any tenant in the world can take care of that property. You don't have to worry about anything. They'll be able to mow it once or twice a week, trim the bushes a couple of times a year, throw some new mulch down when it's necessary, and everything will be good to go. You'll come back to that home in a few years, and it'll be just like you left it. It'll be perfect. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, some of you out there have taken hundreds of hours to meticulously craft a real paradise. You've created a true Garden of Eden. I'm talking dark green, lush, thick grass. It's like a living carpet. You've got ornamental trees and shrubs that are pruned perfectly throughout the yard, exotic flowering plants. It's gorgeous. It's really, really pretty. The only problem is that you're the only person that knows how to take care of that yard appropriately. So if that is your yard, right, if that's your yard, then you need to hire professionals to take care of that yard when you leave. You need to hire a landscaping company to mow it and weed it and trim it. You need to hire a fertilizing company to be out there 3 or 4 times a year and to be looking for funguses and bugs and things of that nature. Now, of course, those contractors are not going to be cheap. But the good news is because you're providing a service to the tenants, we'll be able to build some of that cost at least into the rent, right? So maybe the house was going to rent for $2,000 a month, and now with the landscaping included, we can rent it for $2,100 or maybe $2,150. But even more importantly than that additional rent to cover that cost, again, you'll be able to sleep well at night knowing that your yard is being taken care of. And when you come back to that home a year from now or 3 or 5 years from now, that yard is mostly going to look the same as when you left it. But now those are the two extremes. And what about everybody else in between, right? I mean, the rest of us, we want some curb appeal, but maybe we're not interested in creating that Garden of Eden. So what do? Well, you've got to consider where we live. Here in the Panhandle of Florida, we are mostly a subtropical climate, but there's always that 1 week in the year, in January or February, where everything freezes over, right? So we've got to be able to have plants and grass that can deal with those extremes. Now, if you're having trouble with that, contact a local landscaping company. They'll be able to help you navigate that space. Broad strokes here, what you ultimately want to do is create a situation where the tenants can be successful by giving them the type of landscaping situation that they can take care of or providing them access to the professionals who can help them out. I'm David with Service Matters Property Management. I hope you've enjoyed this property moment. Be on the lookout for our next moment in July. And until then, if you have any other questions or need some help, reach out to us. I'm always happy to answer questions in between. Take care.